As we begin to enter adulthood, we begin to think of some of the benefits that we'll get as we enter the job force and what all we have to provide for ourselves. One benefit that's not required to be provided by the United States is paid sick leave. Now, this is not just talking about when you get sick. This is talking about when you have to call in sick because your child is puking or because your mother fell down the stairs and broke her hip. There's a lot of things that file into paid sick leave. Now, throughout the world, only 11 countries have no paid sick leave. Now, 8 of those countries have no sick leave whatsoever. The other remaining 3, which also includes the United States, have unpaid sick leave. Now, high-income workers throughout the world tend to take up most of our sick leave. 75% of high-income workers have 26 or more weeks of paid sick leave provided to them. Now, I don't know about you, but that sounds like half a year of just being sick. Sounds a little crazy to me. Now, as we begin to more focus in on the United States, we see that there are 4 states and 26 cities throughout the United States that have required paid sick leave. One of those cities happens to be Minneapolis. Now, it's not too much of an amazing thing for Minneapolis because they actually only just made it a law in May of this year. That's only a month or so ago. Now, it's also not too crazy because it's only 2 days for the entire year that they require companies to provide. And now those days can accumulate if you don't use them and roll over to the next year. But it can only come up to 80 hours is all you can get after all that accumulation. Now, that's only a little bit more than 3 days of being sick. Now, you can't always control how many hours you miss work for being sick or for others being sick. So that's not entirely fair. Now, a lot of these work industries, they refuse to provide paid sick leave because they're worried that they'll have to raise the prices for their customers, which, although something very nice to worry about, also isn't that great because what happens is not only do you not provide a paid sick leave for these people, but you end up occasionally docking these people for calling in sick. Some companies do this. Some workers, when they call in sick, they get docked pay, and that dock pay can be the difference between paying rent or putting food on the table for their kids. It's a big deal for these people. Now, as this happens, these people begin to think that either you can go to work sick or you don't get paid, or even worse, you go to work sick or you don't get food on the table. It's a big deal for these guys. Now, not only are you harming these people of either losing their houses or starving for a month or so, but you are also creating an unsafe work environment for those that can't afford to not go to work. It's unsafe and unhealthy for these people to go to work sick, because you never know if any of your employees or any of your customers have not been vaccinated or have weak immune systems or are very susceptible to very certain types of illnesses. And this is not fair to them to put their lives in danger just so you can save a buck. Now, one source told us that the United States was the only documented country that did not provide us with sick leave. Even worse, one of the major topics in sick leave that I found in many of our sources is maternity leave. And the United States did not provide maternity leave either. Majority of the documented countries that were on this site provided 15 to 20 weeks of paid maternity leave. Now, this is very important for new mothers and new children. These very first weeks can be very crucial to their development and developing a relationship with their parents as well. Another big topic that's coming up is paternity leave. Now, paternity leave, although not as popular or not as crucial as maternity leave, can also be kind of important to a child's development and a relationship with that father. Now, the United States, just like no maternity leave, have no paternity leave. But countries like Germany and Sweden have hopped on the boat, and they have now provided 9 to 10 weeks of paid paternity leave. That's almost 2 months of being there for your child and helping your wife or your girlfriend or your significant other to raise this human being. And of course, maternity leave should not only qualify for those who have given birth, but maybe adoptions too, because those first few weeks can be very important for them as well. Now, things like this are showing that the United States is very far behind in these kinds of situations. Costing people a safe and healthy workplace isn't as important as making money, or not, or costing the parents the chance to really connect with their kids at the very beginning of their life. It's not worth it. So maybe it's time we take the step forward and we really demand for these kind of things. That's it.